Okay, 5 games of the week. What are your 5 games to watch this week?
So we already talked about the first one. Arkansas LSU
Hmm.
has playoff implications. Like, have to watch it, man. Have to watch it. Plus, it's going to be they play for the best trophy of all time. That little golden boot thing that they play
Oh
for
yeah.
is so cool. Like,
Yep.
yeah, it's so great. So
Sneaky big rivalry too. Yeah.
it is, yeah. Like they don't really like each other that much. So yeah, fan of that game for sure.
Hmm.
That's number one. Alabama Ole Miss is number two.
Hmm.
Again, playoff implications more for Ole Miss than Alabama. Shocker. Go tell someone that 2 months ago, they'd laugh you out of the room. Yeah, I so that's number two for me. And then it starts to get kind of tricky. I think Washington, Oregon is going to be number three. I think that's a really good football game.
Hmm.
TCU, Texas, really good football game. That's number four. Just playoff implications. I think that's playoff implications. Gonna wrap it up. I'm actually going to change last minute and go North Carolina, Wake Forest.
Hmm.
I think those are two pretty good football teams. They don't play much defense. Neither one of them does. I think they're two pretty good football teams with good offenses. North Carolina still has a, like you said, non-zero chance at the playoff.
Right. I I'm almost with you. I could very easily agree with you. I like to differ from you a little bit. So for my last one, I'm agreeing with you on the first four. For
Okay.
my last one, I'm going to throw in there Louisville at Clemson. I just feel like
Okay.
that
Yeah.
that has a chance to. Yeah, there could be some big picture talk after that game. That could be, yeah, could be a very important game for the Clemson program. Just saying.
Auburn A&M is the best game of two, three, and six teams of
Yes,
all time. Like
yes,
that is must watch TV, and we're not putting it on there. Auburn favored by two. We didn't really cover it.
right.
Must watch TV just because the drama, man, the absolute drama.
Yes,
The wins might not be there, but the money is absolutely there for both of those schools. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? They're all looking for offense. Everyone's looking for offense between those two teams.
right. Okay, let's get to the locks. Ashton, you mentioned you don't have a ton of plays this week. I'm with you. I don't feel. I'll say this. So last week
Okay,
I was quite confident in all of my picks. I was very wrong in most of them, but at
right.
least I was confident. This week, I'm not sure I'm confident about anything.
Okay.
What about you?
I have one that I actually feel good about.
Okay.
TCU covering the seven.
Ooh.
They're I'm on that. I was on Texas last week. Winner, by the way. I don't know
Hmm.
if y'all know that. Winner, Texas for me last week. Fading them this week. I think they played a really good game. I think it's hard to replicate. I think TCU keeps this thing moving at least one more week. I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but I am saying that they're slightly better than Texas. They might even lose they could lose the game. They could lose the game and still cover for me. I think TCU wins outright. I think it'll be close. You can get into this game for as little as $4 in Austin, Texas, which is
Wow.
absolutely stunning to me. That does not make sense. Um, but yeah, TCU covering four, or sorry, covering seven, a touchdown, like that nice seven number.
Sure.
That's where we'll sit for the Horned Frogs.
That makes complete sense to me. That
Block
is
fight, block fight, block
that
fight. Let's
feels
do it.
like it absolutely should be the side. The vast majority this year, like I would be agreeing with you because it just makes way too much sense. But I've been following my head, and Vegas is killing me. So this week I'm taking a few games that just don't make any sense to me. So I'm going to fight you. I'm going to take Texas -7. I
Okay.
don't know why. It just feels like this line should be, I don't know, a pick 'em or maybe Texas by 3.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any sense that Texas is favored by 7. So I'm just going to trust Vegas and say, sure, makes sense.
I like
Let's
that.
go.
We've swapped roles. Like you're doing what I have done all year long, and I'm doing what you did like all year long. Like so, like this week, this is like a 1 week special. We're swapping. I just have a feel. For me, it's just a feel thing.
All right.
I've been kind of following. Yeah, I've been following more Vegas, trying to keep my heart out of my picks. All year. This for this week only. I'm going back to with my heart. TCU, the Horned Frogs, get it done. Let's go.
All
Block
right.
fight.
Do you have anything else?
I don't. I don't. That's it for me.
Okay. I have a few others I'm going to throw out there. I'm calling on you to agree with me on at least one or fight me on at least one. Like you only
Okay.
got one play out there, man. Come on. Listen to these. Tell me how correct or wrong I am. I got
Okay.
Colorado plus 34.5 against USC. It's not any faith in Colorado. I just don't know if USC is capable of covering a spread this big right now. Their defense is not playing well. just look at last week. They played late. No one watched it, but they beat Cal 41-35. Cal is not good. Cal is similar to Colorado. Just saying, but they scored 35 points. USC's defense is not good. USC does not play any defense. Who could have seen that coming? Oh wait, me and you when they hired
Alex Grinch.
Alex Grinch as their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just think that Colorado is going to score at least 14 points just because USC's defense is that bad, and so that line is too big for me. Nothing from you.
No,
Okay,
nothing,
all right.
Nothing. Sorry.
I'm taking Georgia Tech -1.5 against Miami.
What are we doing?
This is a combination of, in my head, this line makes no sense, and also I'm just fading Miami. They have given up. Like they've quit. Can you tell me that they have not quit? Because they've quit, and Georgia Tech is actually trying.
No, I can't tell you that. No, I can't. I can't tell you anything else other than that. I think that's correct. I'd be more likely to fight you than anything else, simply because I'm not going to. No, I'm not. I'm not betting on between Georgia Tech and Miami. They're 4 and 5 teams. I'm not betting. Like both of these teams are just terrible. Like we can admit that they're both just not good.
Yeah.
I don't bet on teams that aren't good. Let's just. I'm not into that right now.
I agree with you. They're both bad. I think the one bad team is trying, and the other bad team has given up. So that's all it comes down. And it's 1.5, so it's basically a pick 'em. So
right, yeah.
I'm taking Georgia -16.5 against Mississippi State. I know it's extremely dangerous. I just feel like Mississippi State's not going to score. Like they're not going to put up anything against Georgia's defense. Georgia wins this game ugly. It's going to be like 24-3 or something. Tell me I'm
not
wrong.
betting on it. No,
Okay.
Not betting on it. No, I'm going nowhere near that right now. Georgia coming off the biggest game of the year for them, most emotional game of the year, now going on the road at night in Mississippi State, kind of a sneaky place to play. No, I go nowhere near that. No, you're correct. I think all your analysis is correct. I don't do that. No, we don't do that. Not talking into that one.
All right. Yeah. So I'm definitely following my head on a few of these and going against my head on a few of these. So
is that 4 for you? How many is that for you?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I got a couple more I'm throwing out there.
Okay.
I got Florida State -7 against Syracuse. I just feel like Syracuse is broken. Clemson, Notre Dame, and now Pitt have all beaten them in consecutive weeks. Florida State's playing well. I wish I had a 6.5. I'll take the 7. I just feel like Florida State's clearly better. Feels like Syracuse is broken. So I guess I'm just fading Syracuse.
No, I agree. I think fading teams can be so difficult to do.
Oh yeah.
Like I think you would know about this, but it's hard. Like it's hard to know because like sometimes they'll get down and then they'll lose a coach and then they almost kind of rebound. Like they hit their floor and then they kind of bounce back up again a little bit. Like we saw that a number of times last week. Auburn kind of did that like a little bit, right? And yeah, there's a number of teams that kind of like they bottom out and they crater and then they kind of pop back up again. Miami could do that easily this week against Georgia Tech. I'm not going with it. I apologize to those out there. I only do have the one lock. It's because I don't feel good about anything else. Like some weeks you kind of feel good and like sometimes I'll only take 2 or 3, even though like I'll have 5 or 6 that I kind of like. I don't like any of these. Like I don't like any of them. So it's just I'm worried. We had a big time emotional week that I feel screwed up the values of a lot of teams. Like we're not sure what a lot of teams are because there was a really big bomb that went off in college football last week. And now it has us questioning everything. Like how good is Florida State? They beat LSU and they should roll Syracuse. Like you could easily get to that, to that spot. So, but you're not sure because Syracuse is still kind of good. Like they almost beat Clemson and should have beat Clemson, but Clemson sucks now. Like, yeah, it's so much right now. So I'm staying with the one lock. I just want to give it a little bit more time for the dust to settle. Next week, I'll have at least 2. Take my word on that.
Okay. I'll throw one little bone out there for you.
No. Okay. All right.
So,
all right.
One of the smartest things you can do is just to follow Vegas. I got one more game. It makes absolutely no sense. Makes no sense. Wake Forest is a 3.5-point favorite against North Carolina. I'm taking Wake Forest to cover. I don't know why. I just know that this line doesn't make sense, and I'm going to follow Vegas. All year, I would have picked North Carolina this game. All year, my strategy would have been, let's take North Carolina because because they're probably better than Wake Forest. They've played better. I think I can see it. Like North Carolina's defense is trash. Wake Forest puts up points. So I think I can kind of see why Vegas would think this. That said, like this line should be flipped. So I'm going with it. I'm taking Wake Forest minus 3.5. Join me. You want to?
No,
I can tell.
No, I really do. I like the thought. I mean, that was my line of thinking. Like that was where I was at literally the whole time. You take lines that don't make sense, and then you bet the other side of them for some reason because Vegas knows what they don't want you to do. Kind of like the Georgia line being wildly high. Vegas knew the whole time, man. Vegas knew they did not. They did not want you making money on Georgia there. That was way too easy. So yeah, no, I'm gonna stay. I'm just gonna say disciplined. This is disciplined Ashton. He's not gonna go and just throw everything out there. We're trying to finish the year with a winning record, and we want to take bets that we feel good about. We're gonna go out on our own terms.
Fair enough. Okay, well, I tried. That's all I got. Any